Hey everyone, Archie here. It's Balti time. Hang on, just slow it down. What exactly is a Balti? And where can I get one? And where did it come from? And how can I make it? And most importantly, what's so good about it? Well, if you stick with me another 6 or 7 minutes, I'll answer all those questions and more. Birmingham is the UK's second biggest city, an exciting and pulsating city in Middle England. It's a haven of culture that's overflowing with diversity. It's also the pioneering source of the world-famous Balti curry. Birmingham's signature dish was invented by Kashmiri Pakistani immigrants in the late 70s. Nowadays, many restaurants in the Sparkbrook area of Birmingham, known as the Balti Triangle, serve this fantastic bowl of deliciousness to their customers. Each Balti is made to order in super quick time on the stovetop in a carbon steel bowl known as the Birmingham Balti Bowl. It's even made in Birmingham. It's then served to the diner who eats the curry whilst dipping and scooping using a crispy-edged, fluffy, freshly made naan bread. I've been cooking professionally now for over 40 years, and until recently, I've never cooked a Balti. This video is my first attempt at cooking an authentic Balti curry, and I'd like to share it with you. But before we start, I'd like to thank and credit Laura from the Birmingham Balti Bowl Company for her kindness in sending me an amazing box of Balti accessories, including the essential and now famous Birmingham Balti Bowl. A link to their online shop is in the description below, and they do ship all over the world, by the way. Andy, Laura's dad, is the author of books on the history and evolution of the Balti. You can pre-order Andy's new book on Amazon now. It's released in a few months. Right then, I think it's time. I'm going for a Balti. Let's check out the ingredient list for this amazing curry. We'll need some vegetable oil or coconut oil, whichever you prefer, a strip of cinnamon or cassia bark, a couple of green and a black cardamom, a cup and a quarter of base gravy, a third of a cup of each mushrooms, onions, green pepper, some garlic cloves, some chopped ginger, a tomato, some cooked chicken tikka chunks, some tomato paste mixed with some water, some coriander, cilantro stems and leaves, a couple of teaspoons of mild madras curry powder, a teaspoon of chilli powder, half a teaspoon of turmeric, half a teaspoon of garam masala, a full teaspoon of kasuri methi, also known as fenugreek leaves, and a little bit of salt to season. Right then, that's the ingredient list done. Let's get cracking. Can we get the Birmingham Balti Bowl pan on, please? Thank you. So I've got about 3 tablespoons of oil. I'm going to get that nice and hot and throw in a 2-inch strip of cassia bark, 1 black cardamom pod and 2 green cardamoms. I'm going to cook those for about 1 minute before adding my garlic. I'm going to cook that for about a minute. A good stir is required. And now we're going to throw in our fresh ginger. Wonderful, healthy ginger. Stir it again for another 30 seconds. Get everything cooked off. Let's throw in the onions and the peppers. Now, at this point, we want to soften the onions and peppers completely. They need to be completely soft. So we're going to throw some salt in. That's going to help the process of softening the onions and the peppers. As you can see, the garlic started to turn brown. We don't want it to get any darker. So what we're going to do, we're going to add about 4 or 5 tablespoons of water. That's going to prevent the garlic from burning, and it's going to help the softening process of the onions and the peppers. And leave that on a simmer for about 10 minutes until the onions and peppers are completely soft. And when they are, we can add our tomato mixture. Heat up to a medium. Let's add the coriander stems as well. And now we're going to stir that tomato mixture. And we're going to intensify our flavours and get some of the surplus moisture. Let's throw in some spices, shall we? I'm going to give it a couple of minutes on a low heat and a couple of minutes on a high heat. I want to do two things. I want to extract the flavours from my spices, and I want to slightly dry out the contents of the pan. And as we watch this next 30 seconds or so, you will see the contents of the pan are starting to dry out a little bit. Turn my heat up a little bit, and some of the moisture has evaporated. And we're left with a fabulous paste with lots and lots of flavours in. That's becoming very, very intense in flavour. Let's throw in some mushrooms. And let's also put in our tomatoes, followed by our chicken tikka. Now, you may want to add half the amount of mushrooms and chicken tikka, because I do believe I added too many for the size of the pot. I don't mind, because I love mushrooms, I love chicken, it's nice to have lots, but at the same time I want plenty of gravy in there. So maybe a tip is, don't forget this is my first attempt, maybe a tip from this is to add a few less mushrooms and a few less chicken pieces. Anyway, let's coat those solids with everything for about 2 minutes with all those wonderful spices over a medium heat. Let's get them nicely coated. And when they are, we're going to throw in our first batch of base gravy, a good full ladle. And we're going to stir fry this over a hot heat now for about 2 minutes until our surplus liquid has reduced. And don't forget, this is much the same as a BIR curry. We're reducing all the time in order to intensify the flavours, so we'll have an amazing curry at the end. And once you've stir fried that for a good couple of minutes, and some of that liquid has reduced, as you can see there, we've lost a lot of the moisture. Let's throw in another full ladle of base gravy. Once again, we're going to give it a good mix through. It's starting to look rather good. I'm rather excited, actually. Cook that out for another 90 seconds thereabouts, and you'll see all those lovely craters around the outside. That's the oil burning off rather. That's going to leave us with a wonderful velvety texture. I'm going to remove the cassia bark, and now I'm going to throw in the garam masala and the fenugreek leaves or kasuri methi. I'm just going to stir those in, and at this stage I felt I wanted a little bit more gravy in there, and that's probably because I overdid my solids. So I'm going to cook that out for another minute or so. And it's starting to look really, really wonderful. I'm just going to throw in half a ladle of base gravy to give myself a little bit of extra juice. I like plenty of gravy in to dip my naan bread. After throwing in that little bit of extra base gravy, just give it a gentle stir, and now I'm just going to let it sizzle away for about 2 minutes. It's pretty much ready. And I have to say, despite my couple of mistakes I've made, I'm rather pleased with the outcome. It's looking really, really good. I'm just going to sprinkle a bit of coriander, cilantro leaves on there. I know not everybody likes coriander, cilantro sprinkle on the top, but I do. And it's ready. I'm extremely pleased. It's my first attempt at a Balti. And yes, I may have overdone the solids, but that there is my garlic chicken tikka mushroom Balti, everybody. I sincerely hope you guys have a go at recreating this fabulous dish at home. I promise you, it's worth every bit of effort if you love curry or spicy food. Don't forget to smash that like button, share with your friends, leave me a comment, let me know what you think of the video, let me know what you think of my efforts on my first ever Balti. I'm going to get stuck in because I'm starving.